So the value which MS adds to this team is just beyond the pitch, because he's got a big hand in the auction. You will see that all the people at the auction table are
Yes.
plugged in with the
Yes.
microphone, and guess whose voice it is at the other side of the phone? It's MS Dhoni's voice. So he remote controls most of the stuff which happens at CSK.
From a trophyless team, we are going to one of the most decorated teams in IPL history. We are talking about the men in yellow, the Chennai Super Kings. With me, I have Jatin Paranjape,
Hi.
former Indian cricketer. So, sir, we spoke about RCB last time. That's to what was missing in their team, what they went wrong in the auction. So, we are coming back to CSK. Now, they retained most of their core. They retained the captain Ruturaj Gaikwad. Then they retained Ravindra Jadeja.
Yeah.
They have retained Dhala, MS
Yeah.
Dhoni.
Yeah.
Like he's still there with the team. Shivam Dubey in the middle order. But sir, tell me, even with that, they have managed to use their RTM on Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra. So their top 6 or top 7 batting
Yeah.
is already sorted. So
Yeah.
what do you think about that?
No, I think the most important thing for CSK was to retain Conway and Rachin, because if you look at the way Conway has gone about the IPL, he's provided a very very stable start to CSK most of the times, and he seemed to find his own place in that strong and smart CSK lineup. Conway is also a big team man, and if you look at Rachin, I think he is one of the most improved batters in world cricket today. Over the last 12 months, the amount of improvement I've seen in him, in fact, even against India, in both the games.
He was the champion. He was the man of the tournament.
Yeah, and he was a man of the tournament, and there's a reason, because his all-round game has kind of he's been able to uplift that game, and retaining both these left-handers at the top of the order is a very very big kind of piece for CSK as they start the season on the 22nd.
So, talking about one more retention player is in the form of Matisha Patirana, the Sri
Yeah,
Lankan bowler.
yeah,
Like MSD was very fond of him, and we saw what impact he had
yeah,
last season. Also, he took a fifer against Mumbai Indians at Wankhede.
yeah.
He was almost the leading wicket taker. So, what do you think has MSD seen in these players who have not got much of recognition?
So I think that's the unique ability which MSD has, right? He is able to spot certain players who will embellish the team.
Yes.
Jehan, at the end of the day, it's not individual talent;
Yes.
it's how that player will fit into your team. So having worked with MS quite a bit, I know that he is super smart when it comes to picking the right players to uplift the overall level of his team. And I think Pathirana adds a lot to this entire lineup. And he's done well. He has the track record, and let's not forget that bowling Yorkers in T20 cricket is the most underrated and most under talked about, most under discussed
Yes.
aspect. And Pathirana can probably bowl them at will. So it gives CSK gives Ruturaj Gaikwad to literally shut one end up, towards the end of the innings.
So you spoke about how impactful Dhoni's presence is. So we'll talk about MS Dhoni's impact for CSK all over the years. So what do you think, sir? What value he's added to this franchise from 2008? This franchise is the most. This franchise it has the most number of finals. They have made most number of
Yeah.
finals. They have won the title 5 times.
Yeah.
So what do you think he as a value in this franchise?
I think the value is for everybody to see. It's he's taken a team from being a good team to a great team. I think CSK are known to play all the big matches the best, and I think that's the value he brings to the team. He's always a couple of steps ahead of the opposition, and I for one will be really keen on seeing Ruturaj Gaikwad's improvement as a captain from last year. And I think MS will be there to help him out. So the value which MS adds to this team is just beyond the pitch, because he's got a big hand in the auction. You will see that all the people at the auction table are
Yes.
plugged in with the
Yes.
microphone, and guess whose voice it is at the other side of the phone? It's MS Dhoni's voice. So he remote controls most of the stuff which happens at CSK. But this year, let's see how he turns up. With the bat. I will not be surprised if he even elevates himself a little bit in certain situations to bat 4 or 5 maybe, just to give a boost if the
So
scoring.
this is the role you're kind of expecting him this year.
I think he might play a little more fluid role
Fluid role.
than last year. He was just waiting, hanging low, hanging back, and coming in and playing those 3 or 4 balls at the end, 10 or 12 balls at
But
the end.
those were the most impactful deliveries which
Yes,
he used to
so
play.
so he might kind of carve a different role for
And
him this
his
year.
wicket was the turning point of CSK's qualification
Yeah,
last year
yep,
for the
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, sir, going into that middle order phase, they let go of Ajinkya Rahane, who used to give them that power play starts.
Yep,
He used to help them CSK get a good run rate,
yep,
even if he used to play those small cameos. But now they have gotten the likes of Deepak Huda. They have retained Shivam Dubey. They have got back Sam Curran for a very minimum amount,
yep,
and they have gotten Vijay Shankar from
yep,
Gujarat Titans. This
yep,
guy was the unsung hero of the 2019 World Cup also.
yep,
He was the replacement of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar.
yep.
So what do you think, sir, with this kind of a quality middle order, how it is going to put pressure on a player like Shivam Dubey over here?
I don't think it's going to put pressure on Shivam Dubey as such. But let's talk about Deepak Huda for a second. So till the last year or so, he was playing for India in T20 cricket.
He was a very impactful player for LSG.
Yes, and for LSG, and he has a lot of ability. So right now, when you talk about the T20 team in India, Deepak Huda's name is rarely mentioned.
Yes.
But I will not be surprised if this IPL kind of levels him up a couple of steps, because he has a lot of talent. Let's not forget that he bowls well as well. He's able to bowl some with he's able to bowl Yorkers with his off spin with some accuracy. So for me, the big one for me is guys like Khalil, Mukesh Chaudhary, Deepak Huda, Vijay Shankar. How are they going to blossom in this CSK environment, which has always been known for getting younger players and making them into seasoned campaigners. So all in all, this year will be interesting to see how these 3 or 4 players do for CSK.
Yes, definitely. Because getting Sam Curran, they had spent a hell lot of money on Sam Curran. They
Yep,
had almost spent 12, 14 crores on Sam Curran when he
yep,
used to
yep,
initially play for CSK. They
yep,
merely got him for 2.5 crores
yep,
this time.
yep,
So, and this player, Sam Curran, is a player who can play from number 1 position to number 8 position.
yep.
Like, where do you, if you are a team selector, so where do you play such a player? Because
No,
he is a very, very important
I
player.
think they will look at Sam Curran as a bowler,
Okay.
and they will not rely too much on his batting, because they already have tremendous
Tremendous
batting
batting,
lineup.
yes.
They will CSK is a team which stays patient with
Yes.
their players, and the very fact that they've bought Sam Curran back is not surprising for me, because they paid such a lot of money for him, as you say. So they
Yes.
always believed in him at that price. So
Yes.
if somebody is available for 30% of what you pay for him a couple of years back, you pick him.
Yes.
And let's not forget that the wicket at the Chipok will turn. Sam Curran, has a lot of slower deliveries in his repertoire,
Yes.
and I think those slower ones will grip as well. So I think he becomes a very important cog, an experienced, a young but experienced white ball and a T20 cricketer.
So that number 4 slot we spoke where Rajinger Rahane, took that place. So where do you see who fills that slot? Is it Shivam Dubey? Is it Deepak Huda or is it Vijay Shankar?
No, I think they will. I don't think Vijay Shankar will start off in the 11.
Okay.
I think they will give that slot to Deepak Huda.
Okay.
They will leave Shivam Dubey towards the end when you need to hit a lot of sixes, and that's why I'm saying that you could see MS also move around a little bit in the batting order to
Correct.
fill a certain gap if it
If you
opens up.
see the CSK's, playing 11, they have most of the players who can even bowl. There's going to be Rachin who can be bowling. There's going to be Sam Curran who can be bowling. There's
Yep,
Deepak Huda.
yep,
There's Vijay Shankar.
yep,
Everybody is
yep,
there who
yep,
can play.
yep.
So, sir, what do you think? How is it crucial to rotate those bowlers at regular
No,
stages?
it's not about rotating the bowlers. It's
Hmm.
about having the options.
Having the options.
Yeah, let's not forget that when MS Dhoni was leading India in the 2011 World Cup,
Yes.
he had a lot of
Lot
bowling
of bowling
options.
options.
You know,
Yes.
because Sachin bowled,
Sehwag bowled.
Viru bowled, Raina
Yes.
bowled,
Yes.
UV bowled.
Yes.
You know, so literally he had 5 or 6 spinners to go with, and you find the same situation here. And at Chipok, you will see Rachin Ravindra bowling quite a few overs as well. So you have Ashwin, you have Jadeja, you have Rachin Ravindra, you have experienced bowlers in Sam Curran
Yes.
as well. So it's going to be a fantastic season ahead for CSK.
Yes. So you just spoke about name who has a very emotional connection to the franchise, Ravichandran Ashwin, who's
Yeah,
been brought back to the franchise
yeah,
after 10 long years.
yeah,
I mean, it's quite an emotional return. I mean, we saw in the auction also how CSK were desperate to go after him and they eventually got him
yeah,
for a 9.75 crores.
yeah.
So what do you think, sir? Right at the end of his career, do you think Ashwin will have the similar impact what he had 10 years back?
I think a very smart buy again by CSK because uh, I don't think MS Dhoni will play the next season.
Okay.
And they have a young captain in Ruturaj, and hence a little bit of weight also would have been given to Ashwin's experience to shepherd Ruturaj Gaikwad for the next 3 or 4 years. With his experience. So you will see Ashwin in a little bit of an advisory role.
Okay.
For the team as well.
We
Uh,
know how of a chess wizard player he plays. He
yeah,
plays chess with his mind
yeah, yeah,
into that game.
yeah, and I think it'll be interesting how Gaikwad handles him
Yes.
as well. So it'll be an interesting dynamic to look at.
And talking about pacers over here, they have got in Mukesh Chaudhary. He didn't play the entire season
Yeah,
last year because of injuries. They have Matisha Patirana. They have gotten the experience of Khalil Ahmed,
yeah,
who was quite decent
yeah,
enough for
yeah, yeah,
Delhi Capitals. They've gotten Nathan Ellis, who can bat a bit as well at the end. And they have Jamie Overton,
yeah,
the England quick
yeah,
bowler. So
yeah.
what do you think about this
I
pace
think
attack
I, I
over
think
here?
I think they will play Khalil, Pathirana, and Sam Curran.
Okay.
I think these are the guys they will start off with. And if you see CSK's 11, it remains very consistent throughout the
Yes,
season.
definitely.
So they will play with a very consistent 11. 8, 9, 9, 10, 11 will be these guys. So I think they will go with Sam Curran, Khalil, and Pathirana.
And so, who do you think will be that impact player over here? Because they have too many bowling all rounders. They have too many batting all
Yeah,
rounders.
I have a feeling this could be Deepak Huda's year.
Deepak Huda's here.
I
Okay.
think he will flourish. He will blossom
Okay.
in the supportive ecosystem that
Right.
that Stephen Fleming and Ruturaj Gaikwad and Dhoni and Ashwin will build around him. So
Right.
I have a lot of hope that Deepak Huda will be the dark horse for CSK
So you're
this year.
saying when if CSK have a falter in their batting, you can get in Deepak Huda as their impact player,
Yeah,
and then he can build a partnership,
yeah.
get to a moderate total, and even he can contribute with the ball as
Yeah,
well.
I think he might already have been told that he will be the number four.
Number four. Okay.
So I think that's the way they
And
will
he's a very
approach it.
quality fielder as well.
Quality fielder, and he's been there, done that. He has a point to prove because
Yes.
right now he's not being spoken about in the
No,
Indian
not at all.
T20 setup.
Not at all.
So when you have a talented player with a point to prove in a supportive ecosystem, those are the three biggest things you need.
Yes. So what, according to you, where will CSK finish this year? Because last time we saw a raw captain in the form of Ruturaj Gaikwad. He didn't have too much of an impact in terms of batting. So do you think that thing is going to change now? He's going to be more confident enough under, like, say, he has to get out of that MSD shadow. I think it was too quick and sudden.
Yeah, I think CSK will finish very strongly.
Okay.
It depends. It really depends on how if MSD is going to play all the games.
Oh,
Because
that's a
he's
good
he's
question.
not he's not played cricket for a year now, and I
Yes.
know that he's been practicing for the last 6 months because he's a very diligent and sincere worker. But at the end of the day, keeping for in this 2 month tournament,
Yes.
let's just hope that he stays fit. MS staying fit is probably the most crucial factor for
So
CSK.
if they get into the top four, if they get that Q mark, do you see them going for the sixth?
If they get into the top four, then they are the team to beat.
Oh,
It's as simple as
that's
that.
something that,
Yeah.
okay. I think that's it for this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe and follow the Kelomore page and the Kelomore cricket page. We'll be back with another episode very soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.